Hi everyone. I wanted to do another video and I just wanted to explain one more thing in this video as well. I want to do a couple different videos. I'm gonna uh, talk about a couple different things today, but um, I was playing with my digital camera and I do know how to work it. It's pretty easy to work. That ain't the problem, and I think I spoke about this. My upload speeds on here are very, 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 very snailing, like so slow. To do a short video takes me like hours upon hours to upload. I did record an actual video months ago on here. It was about 22 minutes and it took me like a week just to upload it. Like it was insane. Totally insane. There's something wrong. There's obviously something is wrong with my upload speeds. I don't know what it could be. I have a basic plan from Verizon. I mean, supposedly I have enough. I have unlimited, so it's an unlimited plan through Verizon. So I don't understand why my upload speeds are so slow. Um, Maybe this is the way YouTube works. Maybe everyone takes this long to upload videos. I don't know anything about this. Um, That's why I do these voice ones, because the voice ones, these videos here take me about 30 minutes to 40 minutes to upload. And that's great. Wonderful. But when I'm in the video, for some reason when I'm in the video, it takes days to upload it. Days. And I mean, like, just to go up 1% takes out like 2 hours. It's incredible. So that's why I don't do videos with myself showing. And until I'm able to figure out why that is, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't really know about this. I really don't know anything about uploading and YouTube and video making. I know nothing about any of this stuff. I don't know. So I do videos like this because it's just simple and easy. It doesn't take so long. And it's just more convenient for me to do it right now. But I am going to be in the videos once I'm able to figure out why, you know, why does it take so long to upload. Um, I have a bunch of different ideas for videos, but it's just like, I don't know who's interested in me. I mean, I do these getting to know me type things, and it's just like, I don't think anybody really cares. Everybody has their own problems, and it's just like, for me to start talking about myself, it's kind of, people do it. I know people do this on here. It's just like, I don't really, like I said, I'm not trying to gain a following or get popular on here or nothing like that. I'm just, I just do this as a hobby, kind of like in my spare time type thing. When I'm not talking about narcissism, I will come on here and rant about other little things that cross my mind. Um, the other day I was watching a meme. I don't know where the meme was from, but people talking about the weather and the winter and how winter is just so depressing, right? Winter is, and I mean, for me, it's been like this, my whole life. I've never been, depending on where you live in the country, I live in the Northeast, and winters are very long, very gray, and very cold. And it goes on forever. Winter goes on forever. And I know in other parts of the country, like down in the South and Southeast and Southwest, it starts getting cold probably in November, December, right? And then by March, it's getting spring, right? Well, in the Northeast, spring doesn't start until June. We have these extended winters that just go on forever. And it doesn't bother me. Winter doesn't bother me so much now because you're busy, the holiday season, you're wrapping presents, you're out shopping for presents, you're busy, right? You don't notice the weather as much because you're hustling, bustling, trying to get everything, decorated and you're seeing friends and you're doing a lot of stuff, right? You're going out, meeting friends, you're very festive, you know what I mean? But you really notice it in January, right? January is one of those months that just goes on forever. And it like I know there's 31 days, but it feels like January, the month of January feels like 9 months, doesn't it? It's just it goes on forever. It's such a long month. February is a little bit better because in February, see, January has a lot of bad weather, at least here. Like January is a crappy month for many reasons. Um, holidays are over. You're kind of coming down a little bit from the holidays because during the holidays you're busy, you're visiting family, you're visiting friends, you're meeting up with friends, you're meeting for dinner, drinks, stuff like that. And then when the holidays are over, the month of January, you're kind of recuperating from December, right? And November a little bit. It kind of starts in November for me. Um, and there's also a lot of weather in January. You got a lot of snow, a lot of bad weather, sleet, especially here. I mean, the weather is really crappy here in the winter time. Um, I don't mind rain. I don't mind rain, but I don't like snow. Snow and sleet, ice, don't like that stuff. And I don't even mind cold temperatures. Like, I kind of like cold temperatures. Like, as soon as October comes and it starts getting cold, I love wearing boots. Like, I love winter apparel. I love winter coats. I love hats, scarves, boots. I like winter things. Hot cocoa, fireplace. I love all that stuff. But I don't like snow. I don't like the inconvenience that it brings because you have to get rid of it. You have to shovel it, you have to snow blow it, you have to pay sometimes to get rid of it. It's awful. And I don't like snow. It it creates problems because you can't even get out, can't get to work, can't get here, can't get there. And I don't like living in a place where it snows a lot. And unfortunately here it snows quite a bit. Um I understand people, and I do now, and I think I've had this my whole life. I just never really knew about it. Is that there is something called seasonal depression, and people make jokes about it. It's, seasonal depression. People from especially the Northeast and New England talk about this a lot because up in these areas, it's very dark and gray. Like if you live like in Georgia and the Southeast, South Carolina, all throughout those southern states. Um, the sun still comes out in the wintertime. Your temperatures are pretty you still get winter, but it's more of a mild winter. Up here, you know, it's cold. It's gray. The sun barely comes out in the wintertime up here. The sun comes out maybe for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then it's gray again. It just stays gray. The sky is just absolutely gray. Like that California Dreamin' song, right? The sky is gray. That's what it's like up here where I am. And I understand seasonal depression now. I think I've always had this. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Even when I was young, I remember feeling like pretty lousy around the winter time, like emotionally, mentally, just not very motivated. And when I was a teenager, I think I had it too. I think that's when I started getting it, was when I was a teenager. All throughout my 20s and 30s, I think I always had this. I just never really had a name for it. Now that there's a name for it, um I I'm able to kind of recognize, yes, in the wintertime, the weather plays a part in your moods. Um, Without a doubt it does. Without a doubt. Um, I think it has a lot to do with the barometric the pressure system also, like there's something called the barometric system or meter, whatever, I don't know what the hell it was, but I know that has a lot to do with it. I know that has something to do with it as well. the pressure system. Um, but no, I do feel like January, February, and March, those 3 months are just putrid. They're putrid months in the Northeast. I mean, like I say, November and December, you don't notice it as much because you're busy, you're out and about, you're doing your stuff for the holidays. But once those holidays are over and you're left with January, February, and March, those 3 months are just putrid because the weather is sucks. There's no sun hardly at all. You might see the sun maybe once a week for an hour or two, and that's it. The rest of the time, it's gray, it's cloudy. You got a lot of weather going on. February is a little bit better. For some reason, we get like this hopefulness in February where the temperatures will kind of go up a little bit, the sun will come out a little bit. And then you got March, and March is probably the worst month out of all of, well, January and March I think are the worst months out of the winter, weather-wise. March is a very bad month because of the winds. We have very bad winds, and we do get a lot of snowstorms in March. We get a snow in February too. Don't get me wrong. We get snow ever since October, November. We get snow, but it just seems like January and March are the worst ones, the worst months for weather. Um. So yeah, this is what I feel, but like I said, there is such a thing, and I know a lot of people that I don't know anybody who has it, but I know people get it, and I think that I do. I really do because I am, although I like cold weather and I like the clothes, I like winter boots, I like winter clothes, I like a nice sweater, I like fuzzy socks, I like a nice winter coat. Um, it is it's around here without the sun shining. It does affect your body. It does affect your moods. It does affect you. And I know for me, it definitely does. It definitely affects me. It doesn't make me feel and it's motivated. That's what it is. It's that motivation. You don't feel like that, especially when the weather is really nasty. Um, I've never gotten help for it. I've never needed to see anybody about it or anything like that. It's just something that you deal with and you kind of, okay, it's the winter. It sucks. You know what I mean? And it does play a role in your moods. It definitely does. But like I just kind of soldier on. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to see that, it does affect me more now than it did years ago. It does. But it's very glum. It's very glum. When you look out the window, it's this grayness and darkness. And it gets dark at like 4:30 here. Like 4:15, 4:20, it's getting dim. It's getting very dim out there. And it's these short days too doesn't help. Um it doesn't help at all. So, like I said, even when it's daylight, it looks dark outside because it's so gray and so cloudy. So it's just kind of putrid. I say putrid, glum, putrid, dismal. And like I say, you don't notice it as much in December. Like I notice it today, it's very cloudy and very gray. But in January, February, March, those 3 months are horrible. And I'm not saying that April and May are any better because in the Northeast here, it's still cold in April and May. Our average temperatures in April is about 40 degrees in April. 45, 40 degrees. May, it might be 55 degrees, 50, 55 degrees. June, you might hit in the 60s. End of June, you might hit in the 70s. Yeah, maybe 70s. And then July, it goes right up. It goes from that to 90s in July. It's fucked up. Excuse my language, but it is. The weather here is really weird. When back in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up, Easter, which was in April, you would be wearing shorts and it would be hot. I remember when I was like 5 years old in April, it was in the 80s. No more. no more. And I don't know how they talk about global warming. I don't know how that's possible because it's gotten colder. Like in April now, we're only in the 40s in April here. That's it. Northeast, it's in the 40s. The whole month of April is 40s, 30s, 40s. Could even get snow. We've had snow in April many times. Um, so even though technically spring starts when March something, end of March, it's still winter. May is not much better than April. It rains a lot in April and May. The temperatures are it's very raw, rainy, 50 degrees kind of shit. It's not good. It's not good here. The winters go on for a very long time here, and that does not help people that have that seasonal depression shit, you know. It doesn't help. Where you live does your quality of life definitely suffers in the Northeast and New England. It does. It really does. Um and the weather does play a part of it. If you're someone who's sensitive like I am to environmental stuff, which I am, living in the Northeast, you're not going to be really happy that much. I mean, you'll be happy for maybe 2 months out of the year, 3 months out of the year, really, because the only months here that are really nice where you get consistent kind of sun would be July, August, and September. That's it. June is a June is a month where you might get some sun, but you get a lot of rain, just like May and April. April could be snow also. So, I mean, April's rain, but it's also could be sleet and snow. But July, August, and September are great months here. But that doesn't make you want to live here because it's like you only get 3 months of nice weather. That's basically it. Yeah. July is usually a very hot month. A lot of 90, a lot of humidity, a lot of, you know, but it's okay. Like I'm used to it. August is nice, but it starts getting cool during the end of August. You're going to start seeing temperatures in the 70s. The only hot month we have is July. Maybe the first week of August, and that's it. And then as August goes on, it starts getting cooler and cooler. And then September is a very nice month. September you can have warm days, but at night it starts getting cooler. There's a lot of beautiful days in September. September is a beautiful month too. October has its nice days, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of the grayness is starting to creep in. Like October, you might have a few nice days during the week. You might have like 2 out of like 7 days. There might be like 3 days of sun, partly cloudy, partly sunny. But you do have those gray days that are creeping in. It's starting to get cold. So so yeah, that's my weather, rant. And for me, I'm not saying that I need to live in Florida or Arizona or a really hot state. But because I do like winter. Like I said, I do like cold temperatures. I love hot cocoa and I love wearing boots and I love wearing, coats and stuff like that, a nice coat. But I don't like the snow. I don't like freezing rain, sleet, and snow, and that's what you get up here. When it gets cold, we get a lot of snow and ice. I would do much better in a state like South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky. The Southeast is more my weather. I know it gets hot in the summer, don't get me wrong. I know it gets very humid down there. I know it gets very hot. Really, for me, um, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the hot temperatures because I would rather have hot temperatures and be able to be in the air conditioning or just be inside than to have to deal with snowstorms. I'm just that's just me. That's just me. I like the mild winter. I like a winter where it's maybe in the 40s and 50s and no snow. And if you do get snow, maybe it's like a coating or a dusting. I can handle that. I can handle a dusting. But I can't handle blizzards where you're getting 2 feet. I don't know how people live in Buffalo, New York, and Erie, Pennsylvania. I don't know how people live like that. Who would want to live? I mean, I don't know. Like, it's bad where I am, and, like, I couldn't imagine these people that are getting, covered with, like, 6 feet of snow, like, I don't know how people can live like that. Why would anybody wanna live like that? That is hard. Like, I probably wouldn't survive up there. I'm serious. I wouldn't. It's too depressing. And it just is. Like, a lot of people, when they see snow, they get a little excited, like, "Oh my god, it's gonna snow. It's gr" For me, it's the opposite. It's like, "Oh my god, it's horrible." And I do get depressed over it. I do. I'm not gonna lie. It makes me very upset, sad, dismal, glum. And I don't do well in winter. I don't like winter at all. Like I said, I don't mind winter if it was just winter, but then you got the snow, and that's a problem. I don't know if anybody feels like this or can relate to me. I know a lot of people don't like winter. It's very common, but you know, for me, it's just the weather. It's not so much the cold. Because I don't mind cold. Like I said, I can take the cold. I can take 0 degrees as long as there's no snow. But you always get that snow here. You always get the snow. It's very humid here. It's winters here are very humid as well as summers. So you're gonna get snow, and you get like very wet snow here. Like the snow here is not like out west in Colorado and those northern Pacific states. Utah. You get like that powder snow. No, here you get this wet, heavy. It's snow, but it's more like ice. It's kind of weird. Like it's not that nice fluffy snow. It's very wet, very heavy, kind of like precipitation. I don't know I guess it's sleet. I don't know what you want to call it. It does accumulate. Yes, it accumulates, but it's not like fluffy snow that you can just like take a broom and like brush it away. It ain't like that. Here it's very like heavy, and it doesn't brush away. It's weird. So, it sucks. It does. And I know there's a lot of people that deal with this. And I start to feel it in January. I don't feel it now because, like I said, I'm busy, I'm out, I'm about, I'm getting everybody's, presents, shopping and getting them wrapped and seeing people and having very festive times. But in January, you really feel that glum, dismal. And then you got football that ends. And like, I do watch football. I do really enjoy football. I think football needs to go on till like April or May. Like football ends way too soon. It does. It ends too soon. Like they should keep it on until about April because there's nothing on. Once you got the Super Bowl in February, the very first week of February, there is nothing on. There's nothing to watch. At least with football, you can kind of look forward to watching the games on Sunday, like I do. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I don't really have a favorite team right now, I still enjoy watching football. It gives you something to look forward to. It's like, oh, I got a game on Sunday to watch. Like back when I was a huge fan, I mean, it was like everything to me, but like I still watch it. It's not everything to me anymore, but I still watch it. But like after football's over, it's really glum. Like it goes from like January's glum, but at least you got like the playoffs coming, kind of excited to watch your games. And then February and March are just like forever, forever. I don't know if anybody else feels like this. I think people probably do, they just don't talk about it. But yeah, yeah, this is what you have here. And I know people that live like in Pennsylvania, Buffalo, Erie, Pennsylvania. I don't know how they get through it. I don't know how they get through that, you know? For me, I love movies. I'm a big movie buff, but there's only so much that you can watch movies, right? Like you start feeling like I want to go out, right? You want to go out and do stuff. Like you could, I like, watching movies and staying home and staying in and watching TV programs and movies, and I love doing that. but there's only so much I can handle that for. There comes a point when, okay, I want to go out. I want to go do stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I guess that's it for this one. I don't know what else to say. It's just that that seasonal depression shit is real. It's true. And I think people do feel it. I know I do. I don't know if everybody does. I know I definitely feel that way in the wintertime. I do. It's just this glum cloud, just darkness that goes on. It's like Groundhog Day, which I love that movie Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is like literally one of my favorite movies of all time. But that's what winter is like. It's like Groundhog Day. Every day is the same. It's the same kind of shit. You can't get out of it. And you just say to yourself, why am I here? Like, why do I live in this area? Like, why? There's so many beautiful places in the world. In the world. I don't know who told me this. Someone told me that you could move to a country. So let's just say your ancestors are Irish. You could move to Ireland and you could become a citizen there. I didn't know that. But you could become a citizen of where your ancestors come from, as long as I guess you can prove where your ancestors come from. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Anyone who's ever been to Italy or ever seen pictures of Italy, Italy is gorgeous. So that means I can go to Italy and become a citizen, or Spain. Both those countries are absolutely gorgeous. If anyone has ever seen movies, I do watch a lot of foreign movies. Tubi has a lot of them. Netflix has a lot of foreign films. If you ever watch a movie from Italy, I think Italy is one of the most beautiful countries. How clean it is, the oceans, the way the houses are basically like built into the mountains there. Like it's the hills and the mountains, the houses are built into the mountains. It's unbelievably gorgeous in Italy. The whole country is beautiful. The entire country is absolutely gorgeous from top to bottom. The oceans there are absolutely the cleanest, most bluest, so different than the United States, right? It's so clean in your like Italy is such a clean country. Um Spain is too. Spain has beautiful parts too. I think Spain has more cities. I think Spain has a lot more like Madrid and all of them. They're pretty heavily they're cities like New York City. They're cities, but there are beautiful parts of Spain as well. Spain's a huge. It's very very big. But because my ancestors come from there, that means I can actually become a citizen of these countries. Someone told me that. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. I would love to go there. I would love to be. I mean, the weather there is a lot better than here. I know that, especially in Italy. Um, yeah, yeah. Like, there's some countries that like I have no interest in. Like Germany doesn't look like a very like fun country to be in. It's cold. It's wintry. Like it snows a lot there. Like I have no interest in going there at all. None. I have no interest in Germany whatsoever. Both of my great grandmothers were German. Both like no, my mother's mother, her whole family was German, and her father was French, but from Paris. But um, no interest in Germany. Really, France. I know France has beautiful places. Don't get me wrong. Right on the Mediterranean, there is beautiful too. France has a lot of beautiful spots, but Germany, nah. Don't have any interest in that country at all. That reminds me of like here. Um, but no, Spain and Italy, it's definitely those two countries are right up my alley. But the UK, England, Ireland, Scotland, These are cold. They get cold. England doesn't get as cold as here. I mean, they get snow in England, um, but not. They don't get like blizzards and stuff. They get like few inches, and that's about it. Scotland, I think, gets a lot more snow, and I don't think Ireland gets snow. I think Ireland's more rainy. Don't know much about Wales. I don't know really much about that country at all. Except I have like 6% Welsh ancestry. When I did my ancestry.com, I was like, there's nobody in my family that I know of that's Welsh at all. But when I did my ancestry.com report, I was right on the money. Italy, Spain, Germany, France, and then I had Wales. I'm like, where the hell's Wales coming from? And it was only like 5 or 6%, but still, that's a pretty big amount of Welsh. And there's nobody in my family that's Welsh. Nobody at all. Like, unless maybe there was someone down the line, a great, 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 great grandmother who maybe came from there, but with my immediate family, no. But like, I don't know much about that country. I really should look into it since I have some ancestry from there, right? A little bit, very, very tiny amount. But yeah, it's interesting, right? It's very interesting. Um I would like to go to Europe. I really would. Like I would love. My problem isn't going to Europe. I have a very good friend who lives in London, and he's invited me there many times. Um it's not going there. It's the plane going 7 or 8, how is it, 8 hours? 8 hours over there. Being on the plane for 8 hours is that's hard for me. It's hard. Being on a plane for any amount of time is hard for me. I'm not someone who enjoys flying. I will do it if I need to, and I have done it, but I don't really enjoy it. I don't like being cooped up like that. I don't like the confinement either. I don't like being confined, having to sit there. I get antsy. I get antsy in the car even. Like I don't even like taking long rides in the car. If it's going to take me 3 hours to get someplace, I won't go. I'm serious. Like I do not like long car rides. So I'm not someone who likes, you know, doing road trips. I'm not a road trip person. I don't like being in the car. I even get car sick sometimes. I have gotten car sick before. I don't like it. I don't like being confined. I know a lot of people like road trips. I do not like road trips. If it's more than a half hour, I'm not going. Usually, yeah, I'm serious. Like, it's just where I feel. Like 45 minutes tops. And I think a lot of it too is traffic. I don't like sitting there in traffic. I don't like the way that feels. I don't like not moving. I just don't like it. And where I am, traffic is everywhere. There's no way to get away from it. But yeah, that's how I feel about all this stuff. I don't like planes. If someone was like, "Hey, we're gonna go to Europe, we're gonna go to all these countries," but okay, I'll go. Would I go? Of course I would. I just I'd take a pill and I'd probably sleep. Um, but going over the ocean, that's also kind of freaky to me. I'm not gonna lie, like it is, because you have to go over the ocean to get to Europe. Um, but I'm not someone who enjoys transportation, whether it's a plane. I don't do boats. I mean, I can't do like a ship or whatever. I don't want to do that either. So I don't know. I do want to go there though. I really would love to see Europe. I would love to go there. I just, like I said, I have to go with the right person, and I have to make sure that they give me some kind of pill to take so I can sleep. Um, but no, that's that's my rant for today, guys. I don't really have much else to say. I'm gonna be doing another rant. I don't know what it'll be on. I'm sure I'll find something to do to talk about, but that's it for now. Thanks for listening, by the way. Anybody who listens to me rant, it's like it's like a high five because I know that I ramble. That's why I call this my personal ramblings because I do ramble a lot. I don't mean to. It's just who I am.